Oh yeah, not at all. So the first thing, because when I came on board, the biggest challenge that I had to overcome was being overly confident, because I came on board being an architect and having a huge ego. We're someone in El Salvador with Rodolfo. He went to the best school in on whole Central America. He was a great swimmer, and I was just by association to him, right? I was someone. I was the daughter of a doctor. My both of my oldest sisters, they're very successful, and they've done really great on their careers and at school too. So growing up, going to school, going to college, like I was like the third one. So I had a last name. I was like, hey, this is Cecilia, the sister of so and so, the daughter of so and so, the girlfriend of so and so. So I just by association, I was somebody. And then I come into PHP and I don't understand English. Like that's the first thing. Like I thought I spoke English. So being overly confident and realize that it was a new world. We were nobody. Nobody cares if you're gonna succeed or not. Like it's all you in a new country. So first starting prospecting, I was really bad with human nature, by the way. I was really bad with human nature. I remember I was really bad also at talking to people. I was really bad. So Rodolfo is doing everything in the business. I was raised to be a wife, stay at home, have 8 kids. That's how I was raised for that. Okay, so I'm like, when are you gonna deliver into? So I will just show up to the meeting and not talk to anyone, not say hi to anyone. Like I was just expecting him to become rich without me doing nothing, and I want to go spend the money. So he's like hustling, doing everything that he can do. And one day I say, okay, I'm gonna help you. So what do you need help with? And he's like, I need prospects. I need to generate leads, right? So I said, oh, I got it. I'm gonna go help you out, and I'm gonna go talk to everyone. I'm really good at, when I learn something, I'm really good. So I memorized the script, which I didn't understand English. I'm just memorizing it verbatim. And I go and I said, I'm gonna go meet 25 people today. I'm gonna bring you 25 numbers today. So this is like at the beginning of the day. I remember so clearly, it was a Monday. I leave the office like around 11 a.m. I go to Target, I go to TJ Maxx, I go to Ross, I go to Walmart. We used to live in Lancaster, California at that time. And I go try to talk to people. And I was like approaching them, and then I would be like, nope, like, let me not talk to them. So at the end of the night, because we had phones on that night, I show up back to the office like around 8 o'clock. I've been walking the entire day, tons of stores, going everywhere, gas stations everywhere. And Rodolfo, I remember seeing him looking at me from the balcony with his arms open and just like so excited. Probably he thought like, oh my gosh, my wife is a freaking killer. She's bringing 50 freaking numbers, right? I took me the entire day. So I come back and I get off the car, right? And I started crying. And he's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? He came down the stairs and everything. And I'm like, I didn't talk to anybody. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, didn't talk to anybody. And he's like, what do you mean you didn't talk to anybody? Like nobody, you didn't say hi to anyone? And I was like, I didn't talk to anyone. I literally didn't talk to anyone. Like I couldn't even say hi to anyone. Like I was just shocked that I couldn't talk to anyone. And this is like a real story. I'm not overreacting. And Rodolfo was in shock too. He was like, what are you talking about? Like how you don't say hi to someone? I'm like, I couldn't even say hi to people. Like, and I remember just walking everywhere and thinking like, why the heck am I doing this? Like, I don't need to do this. Let me just go back to El Salvador and be somebody over there. Like, why am I even trying to learn how to talk to people? And Rodolfo was like, you know what, tomorrow you're gonna go back out there and you're gonna learn how to talk to people and you're gonna become so good at prospecting. And I was like, man, I have to show up. Like I have to come through because I said I'm gonna do this. So I went back, it will be great if I tell you next day I talked to people and they gave me their numbers. It evolved from me talking to people, they will give me the wrong number. I remember the person that I first met at an event, and this guy gave me the wrong freaking phone number. And I remember meeting him, and the first phone number that I gathered from a stranger, like I remember his face. And I went back into the bathroom and I started crying because I was so nervous that I was talking to a stranger. Like this is how bad I was at talking to people. And it's an evolution, of course. That's, when we were thinking, what's the biggest challenge that you had to overcome? was actually becoming good at talking to people. And it was just through the PHP system, just through the associations, just through the people that you see here on these calls. I remember Marlene sharing this book and saying, hey, if you read this book, you're gonna become great at human nature, to answer your question. And I read the book. I read How to Win Friends and Influence People. And I realized why nobody was coming to the meetings, why nobody liked me, why my entire team was quitting. I realized that I had to become good at talking to people. I had to become good at people liking me. So definitely the friendships and listening to the trainers, logging into these calls and learning the business, that's what helped me to become better at human nature.